Hello, and welcome to the Jackson Health System View-Only PowerChart overview. We will go over how to log in, create a patient list, search for a patient, review the insurance information, and find notes within the chart. In order to launch the application, please locate the M icon or the miracle icon that should be on most of our desktops. Double-click, and it will open up the application page to all of our Cerner applications. The icon that you will be looking for is PowerChart, which is the blue P of which I'm circling on your screen. Go ahead and double click on that icon in order to launch the PowerChart login page. You will need your username and password in order to log into Cerner. As a reminder, Jackson has a single sign-on, so the same username and password that you use for your Jackson credentials will be the same username and password for Cerner Millennium. If you are having any issues with your password, please feel free to call our IT customer service as noted in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen. It's 305-585-6789, and they will be able to assist you with any password resets. I'm going to go ahead and put in my username and password. Click the Enter key or click on OK, and this will be the first screen that shows up once you first log in. Now, the first time that you log in, you might not have a list created, so it will look more like this. As I mentioned, the first thing that we will do is create a patient list. So let's go ahead and do that. In the top left-hand corner, there is a wrench, an icon of a wrench, and if you hover to discover, you will see what's called list maintenance. By clicking on that, you will see any available or active lists that you have. Again, the first time that you log in, it will be blank. You will need to click on New, and we're going to create a location list. This will give you the list of patients who are in a specific location within our organization. So for example, all of the patients within a specific unit. Now, if a patient is transferred to or from that unit, the location list will automatically update, which is very helpful. From here, you are going to find locations in the box on the right-hand side. Please click the plus sign, and from there you will see all of the locations within the Jackson Health System. If you are looking for Holt Hospital, you will need to click the plus sign there. If it's Jackson North Medical Center, Jackson South Community Hospital, or Jackson Memorial Hospital, you will need to find each one of them individually. For today's example, we are going to use Jackson Memorial Hospital. I will click on the plus sign, and from there, I will see all of the buildings at Jackson Memorial. So if you're new to Jackson, there are a lot. I am going to click West Wing. So again, I'm going to click the plus sign because I don't want every unit in West Wing because that building is large. So I'm going to click West Wing to open it up, and now I'm going to search specifically for a unit. So I am going to be looking for West Wing 7. And in order to find the appropriate patient list, you're going to need to look for the icon with a nurse's cap. I don't need to drill down even further by clicking on the plus sign because that would just allow me to choose a specific bed or room number. So I would like to see the entire unit. So for that reason, I'm just going to click put a check mark in the unit. Now I can rename that unit if I want to, but I'm going to leave it as West Wing 7 so that I know where this list is coming from. From there, I'm going to click Finish. And now I have two lists in my available list. I'm going to click on West Wing 7. And once I do, the blue arrow pointing to the right will show up and it will be highlighted. I click on it and it will now move West Wing 7 to my active list. Those are going to be the list of patients that I will now see on my patient list. I will click OK. And now I will see West Wing 7. If I wanted to see West Wing 7 and 5, if I click on the wrench for list maintenance, I can bring over West Wing 5, which was previously created, and I can click OK. And now I can toggle between the two units. Once you have your patient list, in order to go into a patient's chart, you will need to double click on the patient's name, and it will open up the patient. It will first ask you for a relationship, and then once you assign your relationship, it will allow you into the patient's chart. Before we go into the patient's chart, I'd like to show you how to search for a patient manually. Sometimes you don't need the list of patients from a specific unit. You just need information on specific patients of which you have been given a list or of names or FIN numbers or MRNs, and you need to search for the patient that way. If that is the case, there are two ways to do that. The first one is to click on patient from the top left-hand corner and search. This will open up a box that will allow you to search for the patient's last name, first name, date of birth, via their MRN or financial number. If I click out of this, I will show you the second way. In the top right-hand corner, there is a magnifying glass. And if you click on the magnifying glass, it will open up that same patient search. So today, let's go ahead and search for our patient. See, we are looking for our patient Ashton. You usually want to look for the most recent encounter, but you can always scroll over, and if I make this a little bit bigger, you will be able to see the registration date and the discharge date, so that in case you are not searching for the patient via the financial number, which is their encounter number, then you will see multiple encounters if they have been here before. So you're going to want to look for the appropriate encounter, and you might need to use the registration and discharge date to do that. By double clicking on the name, it will open up the patient's chart. Again, it tells me the patient's name in the top left-hand corner. If I am looking for insurance information, in the menu section on the left-hand side of my screen, I'm going to click on patient information. From there, I am going to verify the patient demographics. And from there, once I click on visit list, it will give me the insurance information in this box. Now, the patient that I've chosen to demo with, unfortunately, does not have any patient information as far as insurance. However, this is where you would be able to verify their insurance information. It will tell you the plan name, the insurance name, group name, policy number, and so forth. And that is, of course, if it was given to us and our registration team was able to upload that information into Cerner. From there, if you navigate down to results review, still in the left-hand side menu, once I click on results review, this will allow you to review any labs or vital signs on this patient. So if you click on vital signs, it will show you the latest vital signs. Under laboratory, it doesn't show me anything. So I might need to look at the date range, and the date range says it's from the 10th to the 12th, but maybe I need labs from the 8th. So in order to search, you will need to right click on the date itself, then click change search criteria. And from there, I typically go to admission date to current. That way it gives me the information for this encounter only. Go ahead and click OK. And now you will be able to see some information that we were not able to see before because of the date ranges that were given to us. The last and final thing that I would like to review is notes. So again, in my gray menu on the left-hand side of the screen, I'm going to search for notes. Once you click on notes, you will be able to see all of the notes that are related to this patient's encounter. Again, there's that date range that we spoke about with the labs. So the same thing, right click on the date, change search criteria, and again, go ahead to admission to current, click OK, and it will now pull all of the notes that were documented on this patient's chart during the admission to current time frame. By default, our notes are set up by type. So each folder will be a folder type, and you will need to double click on them in order to see the information. If you're unsure of what type of note it is, then you are able to search via performed by. So maybe you're looking for a specific physician's note, but you're not quite sure what he or she classified it as. So if you change your search criteria at the bottom of the screen to performed by, now it will categorize these notes based on the provider name, and that might be an easier way for you to search. You can also search by date if you're looking for a note that was done on a specific date. I hope this assists you in your view-only PowerChart overview. Thank you for your time.